And the captains for Plainview will be the seniors.
So here we go. The handshake's going all around. We're about to get this coin flip underway.
Number 2, Ray Salaney. Number 4, Storm Shoemaker. Number 10, Jared Underwood. Number 11, Chase Willingham.
Nice to know that they gave number 2, Ray Slaney, a chance to be captain this time.
Wilfredo Reyes. Number 21, Payne Anderson.
And it looks like Plainview will receive to start the game. So you're going to get to see that high-powered spread offense on the field first, which means we'll get to see the talent on the defensive line of Brindley Mountain. I expect Jace Pruitt to take a little bit of pressure tonight. But sadly, I think there's only 1 or 2 people on the field for Brindley Mountain that can cause any kind of noise.
Number 63.
You know, that's one of the things that I do like about this game. It's Plainview's homecoming. It's week 8. And the thing about tonight is it's Plainview's last guarantee, if you will, for the rest of the season. Because coming up next week, depending on what happens tonight, you'll have an undefeated in the region Plainview Bears team versus the Jardine Bulldogs in week 9. And then as Plainview heads off to go to the postseason in non-region game, they got the Fife Red Devils, which is a big game coming up until the playoffs start. And like I said, this is just an easy guarantee.
Well, you know, I actually tweeted earlier today that I think there may be an upset somewhere in the county tonight. And I don't know where. I don't know. You just kind of have those feelings sometimes that you might see an upset. I feel like tonight might be one of those nights. I definitely don't think it'll be here. But really the only chances of an upset I would see is Sylvania over Geraldine, or the one that I really am interested in, Ider over Cleveland. So those 2 games going on in the county tonight. Well, Fife playing West End. That would be an amazing upset.
Kind of like a Michigan and Appalachian State kind of deal right there.
I think it'd be bigger than that, Rusty.
I don't know. That was pretty big.
Oh, you know, we've had some we're having some interesting things going on the sidelines here. We've just noticing there's a fan or something. And hey, you know what? No better way to keep warm than to be in a costume like that. But it's kind of some kind of bear costume.
Looks like Miss Bear. You know, Plainview has a Mr. Bear. I think that's Miss Bear.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We may find out at halftime. But here we go, kickoff underway. Dylan Clark will take it, number 32. Looks for an opening, takes a big hit by number 55.
And number 32, Dylan Clark on the kickoff return for the Bears.
So that's where the Bears will start this drive. Good field position starting at the 46-yard line. And Jace Pruitt, the senior quarterback, will come and lead his team in this opening drive. 5 wideouts.
Number 21, Payne Anderson on the carry.
Hand off to Anderson. Picks up about 3 on the carry. And you know, Jake, another thing that I like about tonight is if you look at the field and you look at the players' socks, they're all wearing pink socks, and they got on the 25-yard lines on both sides, they got the breast cancer awareness symbol. And I really like it since it's October. It's breast cancer awareness, and I really like that.
Yeah, I really like that too. It's a good support. Pass out to number 14, Will Kirk. And he picks up enough for a first down for Plainview at the 40-yard line. So they're officially into Brindley Mountain territory.
It'll be 1st and 10, Plainview.
And you'll notice Plainview going with this no-huddle type offense. 4 wideouts this time. Will Kirk to the near side. Chase Willingham to the far. Handoff goes to the human joystick himself, number 21, Payne Anderson.
Number 21, Payne Anderson.
No gain. Now, one thing I've noticed about Payne Anderson, it must just take him a little bit to get his legs warm. You know, usually not a whole lot of production in the first quarter. But if you wait, that will not be the case as the game progresses. He is always putting up crazy runs and lots of yards and points on the board. Shot downfield. Wow, what a catch by number 14. That was picture-perfect wide receiver play right there. And, you got to give credit where credit's due. That was a great pass by Jace Pruitt. Put it right where he wanted to, only where Will could get it. And that puts them inside the Mattress Planet king-size red zone. If you're looking for a mattress or bed or furniture of any kind, give Eric a call at Mattress Planet, 844-9511.
Anderson's going to try to bounce it out to the outside. No, he cuts it back in. Tries to get a block, and it's not going to help him on. Whole lot of running, and he loses 5 yards on the play.
Now, that's something you don't see very often.
Brings up second down, Plainview. And the football's on the 20-yard line.
Rusty, we were talking a little bit before the game about the temperature tonight, and it's going to continue to drop. It's just the wind is making it a lot colder than what it actually is. I believe it was in the mid-60s at kickoff, and it's supposed to get down below 60 by the time the game is over. Well, there's number 11, Chase Willingham. Looks like he got it. Touchdown Plainview with 9:57 left to go in the first quarter. Chase Willingham with a strike from Jace Pruitt. And that is a Wright Properties touchdown. Touchdown into your new home with Wright Properties. Give the friendly staff a call. Ask for Annette, the number 997-9400. That's Wright Properties out of Fort Payne if you're looking for a new home. 997-9400. One thing I noticed for Brindley Mountain right there is they're forcing Plainview to throw the football. They're shutting down the run. They're doing a really good job of shutting Payne Anderson down so far in that opening drive, but not enough. Not enough to stop the passing game as well. The extra point is good. So your score currently, Plainview 7, Brindley Mountain 0. It's homecoming here at the Sheriff Jimmy Harris Game of the Week.
Jake, going back to what you said earlier, it's hard to stop such a dangerous Plainview offense when they're so versatile in the game. You've got teams that can only run the football, or you got teams that can only pass the football.
And you have some teams that can't do either.
Yeah, you're definitely right. But this Plainview team, they're so dangerous on both sides of the ball, defense and their offense. Their defense have scored some points this year. But the pass game, the run game's there, and when this team is firing on all cylinders, they're hard to stop.
I have to agree with you, and I've said it a few times. I think when this team's firing on all cylinders, they may be. I don't think there's anyone in the county. Yes, anyone in the county that could beat them when they're firing on all cylinders.
Brindley Mountain, number 5, Tristan Palmisano.
Well, Rusty, last week we talked in the Win Agency rundown after the game about, maybe this week might be a little bit of a cupcake week, but I tell you what, after tonight, there are no more of those.
You're right, Jake. Plainview takes on Geraldine next week in Week 9 for what could decide the region. And, they've got that 5th game right after that, so no cupcakes left for the rest of the season.
Not at all. Well, they're going to do their best to get their starters in, get a whole bunch of points on the board, and get their starters out, because you want those guys as rested as possible. Because like you said earlier, we may be looking at 2 undefeated teams in the region matching up next week with Geraldine, depending on how they do tonight against the Rams of Sylvania. We may have an undefeated matchup next week.
Guys, the thing about that one, if Geraldine does get upset by the Rams tonight, it will still be for the region championship next week, because according to the tiebreaker, if they knock off Plainview, they would still be the region champion.
Number 27.
Yeah, it's true, because you're exactly right. It would both be a one loss, and it would come down to Geraldine and whoever. So yeah, the winner of this game. So next week we'll decide the region, no matter what, unless of course we see some kind of a huge miracle here.
I don't think we will.
I don't think we will either, Rusty. Second down and 6 for Brindley Mountain.
It's going to be a big runner out there for number 27 of the Lions. It's Cody Lyles, number 27.
He's brought down by number 5.
He picks up about 20 yards. It's going to bring the Lions all the way out to Plainview territory on the 45. Make that the 44.
Well, you know, if those first two plays by Brindley Mountain are any indication to what we're going to see the rest of the game, me and you both, we may be dead wrong. This may be some kind of a ball game.
It won't be.
I have to agree with you, Jordan, but oh, number 27, shoestring tackle right there by number 51.
Number 27, Colby Wall on the carry for Brindley Mountain. He's brought down by number 51, Zach Stevens.
That's Zach Stevens on the tackle.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 to go. Well, I was wrong earlier. We looked at number 5 from Brindley Mountain and we saw his cleats and we thought, well, he must be the kicker. No, we were wrong. The wide receiver. Typically, it's the kickers with the wild cleats.
It's a safe bet.
Number 12 runs into his own teammate.
And the pass complete to number 12, Trent Myers of Brindley Mountain.
Wrapped up by number 14, Will Kirk.
Will Kirk. And number 5, Ben Williamson. It brings up 3rd down for Brindley Mountain. The football is on the 40-yard line. 3rd and 6 for the Lions.
Third down and 5 coming up for the Lions of Brindley Mountain.
Another handoff to Lyles, and he's going to power through. He just might get it.
Number 27.
And it looks like the Lions are going to move the chains for a 1st down.
Brought down by number 10, Jared Underwood, and number 23, Sam Mueller. It's 1st and 10.
So another 1st down for Brindley Mountains as they are able to move the chains once again. Ball right now lies on the 32-yard line inside Plainview territory. And this is one thing I'm really liking about Brindley Mountain. You know, it seems like they're switching out these positions, and they're switching them out very consistently, keeping fresh legs in there the entire time, just keeping their guys well rested. Not a very big football team, you know, not a whole lot of guys. But if you look over there on the opposing sideline,
number 32, William McCracken carries the ball for Brindley.
Maybe 10, maybe 11.
Jacob Wooten.
Maybe even less than that.
You know, just not a whole lot of guys over there on Brindley Mountain, so not a very big school at all. You know, you see that similar problem with Sylvania. You know, these 3A schools that just don't really have a whole lot of depth on the sideline. And then you look at a 3A school like Plainview, and you take a look on their sideline. Well, they've got an additional 50 people over there, it seems like. Handoff goes to number 27. He picks up a few.
Number 27, Colby Wall gets the call for Brindley Mountain. He's brought down by number 57, Adam Shankles.
And that's going to bring up a long 3rd down for the Lions. 3rd and 6.
Football's on the 28-yard line.
Well, they've converted 2 for 2 so far on 3rd downs. Let's see if they can make it 3 for 3, or if a 3rd time will be the charm for Plainview. 2 wideouts this time to the near side. And look at this, number 27 finds daylight. That's going to be very close.
Number 27, Colby Wall carries for Brindley Mountain. He's stopped by number 57, Adam Shankles for Plainview.
That's going to be very close.
It's going to be short, guys. I mean, I think they're going to measure, but I'm standing here down the line. It looks about half a yard short. Well, I won't say half a yard. I'll say 6 inches.
So from Jordan's perspective, which he definitely has the best view, he's saying it's a little short. We will get the measurement. The tip of the ball only has to pass the length. Yep, Jordan, you're right. It's going to bring up 4th down at about 6 inches. A good eye. Well, you know what we've noticed with that number 27, Lyles, he's a very powerful runner. He puts his head forward and he moves his feet. So, you know, this half a yard, that's who I would be going to.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, Jake. And you look at that long third down that we saw before, and he drags the pile for another 6 or 7 yards. He's definitely who I'm giving the football to on this play.
Well, the ball lies on the 23. And it looks like they got it. Well, the quarterback kept it, and he got about 5 yards, actually.
Quarterback number 10, Joey Smith, keeps the ball for Brindley Mountain.
So Smith keeps it, bounces around the edge, and they convert on 4th down and move inside the Mattress Planet red zone. If you're looking for a mattress, a bed, Tempur-Pedic, the only authorized Tempur-Pedic dealer in the area, Mattress Planet. Give Eric Hutchins a call in Fort Payne behind Captain D's, 844-9511. And a fresh set of downs to work with inside the 20. High snap. A little bit of a hold there, but it looks like they got away with it. No flags on the play, but there's going to be a loss of yards there anyway.
Smith keeps the ball for Brindley Mountain. He's brought down by number 31, Brett Bobo for Plainview. He brings up 2nd down for the Lions.
You know, there was a lot of talk about this Brindley Mountain team after week 1, maybe week 2. You know, they squeaked by. They had some tough losses right out of the gate, but you know that they were right in them. So you know they were a pretty competitive football team. Well, they're definitely showing some heart tonight, moving the ball against this very good Plainview defense.
You're right, Jake. They're definitely doing an effective job moving the football, especially on third downs. They're 2 for 3 tonight on the conversions, and they got that 4th down conversion. So a very effective job tonight on their first drive.
Well, this is definitely the biggest 3rd down that they've seen all night. It's going to be 3rd down and 12. Here we go, 3rd down and 12. Smith looks for a player, got him, number 12.
And a big hit right there, sway back. Laid the lumber on him as soon as he got the football.
Well, that's still going to be about 5 yards short, so it's going to bring up 4th down and 5. And I don't know what kind of kicking game Brindley Mountain has.
Football's on the 12-yard line, 4th and 5 for the Lions.
So some decisions being made right now. Personnel checking in for Brindley Mountain. 8 seconds to go on the play clock, so not a whole lot of time to think about it. Down to 4. And it looks like they're going to have to use a timeout.
No, Jake, I thought there was a late flag on the play, but it turned out to be number 5, Shoes.
You know, I thought the same thing earlier. Timeout on the field on behalf of Brindley Mountain. Timeouts, of course, sponsored by Horace Clemens, candidate for Senate District 8. Family man, businessman, veteran, leader, Horace Clemens.
Who else could it be?
The Plainview Band Boosters would like to thank their corporate sponsors. This evening's sponsors are the Cab Sportsman, First State Bank, Jam Street Ministry, Devan Low.
Well, here we go, a big 4th down. I would expect Brindley Mountain to go for this. I mean, you know, they had a pretty successful drive, and if you're going to beat this Plainview team, which, let's face it, is
it's not going to happen.
But if you're going to have any chance at doing it, you have to be able to take the momentum out of them some way. And 4th downs is a good way to do that. If you can convert on 4th, well, look at that, wide open over the middle of the field. Oh, that's probably going to be pass interference. I don't know. Yep. Flag comes in late, so you're going to call that an automatic 1st down more than likely.
Well, what a great play of athleticism right there. Cody Willingham intercepting that pass.
When your the intended receiver's laying on the ground in front of you, there's no one to stop you from catching it yourself. And what I believe happened is I believe their feet got tangled up. I don't think he pushed him. I don't think there was a push.
That's exactly right, Jake. And I think they're going to wave it off on that one. It was incidental contact.
So just bad timing. I tell you what, that was a good drive by Brindley Mountain and a good look by quarterback Smith over the middle. He had a wide open receiver, just got his feet tangled up and tripped. Well, probably the worst thing that could have happened, Cody Willingham intercepted that pass, and now Plainview sets on the 1 yard line. So give Cody Willingham a sticker, but then chew him out later in the locker room for intercepting that. .234 left to go in the first quarter. And another timeout on the field. Timeouts, of course, brought to you by Horace Clemens, candidate for Senate District 8, family man, businessman, veteran leader, Horace Clemens. And you know, Election Day getting closer and closer. November 4th is just around the corner. And we are proud to bring you the Sheriff Jimmy Harris Game of the Week every week. And I believe our schedule is pretty set in stone for the rest of the time here. You know, we have the decision for the region championship next week, Plainview Geraldine, and of course, how can you not cover on that Thursday night, Geraldine versus Fife? No, I'm sorry, Plainview versus Fife. I said Geraldine. Well, we saw Geraldine versus Fife the first game of the year. That one did not go so well for the Bears. God, what is my deal? Didn't go so good for Geraldine. But that is their only loss on the year so far. And that's even without.
Quick update.
Sure.
Sylvania leads Geraldine 7-0 in the first.
Watch out.
How about that?
And, you know, I think a win tonight by Sylvania actually puts them in playoff contention if I'm correct.
I believe that's right. I believe they would win a chance to face Madison Academy.
And how about that right there? Cody
99 yards.
See ya.
McCarron completes the pass to Amari Cooper for 99 yards. God, that was unreal. That was the exact same play. So there you go. Chase Pruitt in one play. Beautiful pass and probably an even better catch. Pinned it on top of his the cornerback's helmet. Caught it. Took off. The Jets came on. Cody Willingham, 99 yards. I would say the longest play from scrimmage in Plainview history.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't have the stats
it's a guarantee.
It's a guarantee or it's a tie.
It's a guarantee or a tie. That's exactly right.
And they're going to go for two right here.
Oh, pass ball's incomplete, but the Wright Properties touchdown. Give credit where credit is due. 99 yards for number 38, Cody Willingham, all the way from one side of the field to the other. Wright Properties touchdown. If you're looking for a new home, business, land, or anything, you name it, Wright Properties is going to hook you up. Give them a call, 997-9400. Annette and the friendly staff are waiting for your phone call if you're looking for a home or land or a business. Anything to do with realty, they are sitting there waiting. 997-9400. Wow, what a play.
How about that drive?
That one-play drive.
You know, if you're a Brindley Mountain Lion right now, that's just gotta crush your spirit.
Oh, that hurts.
I mean, you put up a very tough and enduring drive right there. You convert on third down and fourth down a couple times, and you get intercepted the 1 yard line. You put them in great field position if you're the Brindley Mountain defense, and then one play later, you're down 6 points.
Well, you know, the thing about it is you took so much of the first quarter in that. You know, it was such a great drive by Brindley Mountain, and really just they should have been in the end zone. That was a great pass. I mean, he had his receiver by about a step. So, I mean, it was a great pass, you know, not ill-advised at all. That was a very textbook drive down the field. Took up the whole first quarter almost. 2:19 to go. But just the one time things went wrong was right there on fourth down. Well, look at this.
Yeah, we don't see this too often. Fernando Amon puts it on the 15. And the Lions are going to bring it out all the way to the 37.
Number 12, Trent Myers.
And now we may be realizing why Lamone doesn't kick it deep every time.
Down by number 34, Jacob Wooten. And number 51, Zach Stevens for Plainview.
Much love from the band up here for number 51, Zach Stevens.
You know, I'm not sure, but maybe you will have a better idea. Is he actually still part of the band, Zach Stevens?
Well, I know he was last year, but I don't think so this year, to be honest with you.
Number 27.
I know there is a player from Plainview's team that plays in the band during halftime, but I'm not sure if it's him. A gain of 3 right there is going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Lions.
You know, guys, if you look down here at the sidelines, Josh Gravitt, he's in his uniform tonight, but I don't think he's going to play coming off a knee injury. There's no urgency to risk him tonight with the schedule they've got remaining. But he's coaching up the line alongside Coach Clark, and he looks ready to be out there whether he's hurt or not tonight.
Yeah, definitely wanted to be out there, but from a coaching standpoint, Jordan, I have to agree with you. Why would you play him on a game like tonight at homecoming? But a big first down right there by Brindley Mountain. And here they go moving the chains once again.
And once again, who else would it be but number 27, Cody Lyles. Cody Lyles with that big pickup.
You know, I see a all-star basketball player walking into the stands right now, Destiny Loudon, and that reminds me, basketball season is just around the corner, and some big things in store for basketball season. We're excited.
Colby Wall on the carry for Brindley Mountain. He's brought down by number 34, Jacob Wooten, and number
2nd down and 9 to go after a 1-yard gain.
2nd down for the Lions. The football is on the 36-yard line.
And here we go, 2nd down and 9 to go for Brindley Mountain. 2 receivers out to the near side.
Another handoff to Lyles. He's going to break a couple tackles. And feed this boy the ball. He's going to bring it all the way out to the 15.
You know, he's been doing a great job. He's got some good cuts upfield. He's got good vision of the field, and he's doing a very good job cutting in and out, you know, bouncing past the linebackers and picking up extra yards. 1st down and 10, again, inside the king-size red zone, brought to you by Mattress Planet. 844-9511 if you're looking for a bed or mattress of any kind. Not much doing there. They hand off to him. But an entire host of Plainview Bears meet him in the backfield. And I can hear the pads popping from up here. And that's going to do it for 1 quarter of play. Your score, Plainview 13, Brindley Mountain 0. But knocking on the door, it's homecoming here in Plainview with the Sheriff Jimmy Harris Game of the Week. Jake Harris alongside Rusty Kirk. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Rest of the ball game still to come.
You know, and I wouldn't even write it off as a ball game. I even said it earlier. I call this a guarantee win for Plainview. And although it is just now starting the 2nd quarter, and you said this will be a great quarter a great ball game for the 1st quarter, and we'll see how things goes. But I wouldn't write Brindley Mountain off just yet, even though they're down 13 points. They've done effective things with the ball, and you know they're bound to score 1.
You know, you're right. They're moving the ball a little too consistently for me to count them off just yet. We'll see how this drive ends up. Gaston right now over Collinsville 6-0. And like Jordan said earlier, 7-0 Sylvania over Geraldine. The score I'm interested in right now in the game that I think we've all got an eye on for 2A is Ider versus Cleveland. They are locked up at 6 right now.
That's a huge game.
And that's really all the scores we have from around the country. That's all I have. Now, Jordan, I don't know if you have anything different.
No, those are the last updates I have as well.
Yeah, that Ider-Cleveland game is going to be something special to really keep your eye on. You know, 6-6 there, and Sylvania maybe going off into a one-loss Geraldine, and they're shooting for an upset right now. Oh wow! Isaiah Glover finished off that hit. It's nice to see number 12 back on his feet after that hit. I thought he was going to spin out. I believe that's Myers.
Guys, West End has scored on Fife to make it 28-6 in the first quarter.
Well, I kind of thought I was going to be surprised for a second, but
They only scored 28 points in the first quarter.
Well, it's still the first quarter, so.
Yeah, you're right.
and look at that, number 27 still moving his feet, trying to move the pile. Inside the 10-yard line he goes, down to the 8.
And it's number 27, Colby Wall, carrying the ball for Brindley.
So the marker says 4th down. I guess that's correct.
Number 31, Brett Bobo, and number
They got 3 plays off really quick.
Blake Schenker.
So from the 8-yard line, again, the Lions look at 4th down.
You know, guys, as poor as this Brindley Mountain team's record is, they actually have a D1 prospect on the offensive line, and I'm not sure if it's 72 or 50. I'm still trying to find that out, but that might be why 27's got such lanes to run in. He's running behind him.
Well, yeah, you'll definitely see him at the next level. Well, he tried his best to get down there. It looks like he got to the 6-yard line. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
And a big play right there by the senior, number 1, Isaiah Glover. Stops the Lions on 4th down.
Well, again, another devastating drive by Brindley Mountain to make it all that way and get stopped inside the 10. You've got to find out a way to convert down there, especially with Plainview throwing 99-yard bombs.
You know, I think for 3A, Brindley Mountain's just too one-dimensional. You know, 1A, 2A, you can line up and run at somebody all game, but, you know, in a 3A, 4A, when you get to those classifications, you're going to have to mix it up a little bit or you're going to get shut down eventually. And I think that's what we're seeing from Brindley Mountain here.
Now, Jordan, I have to agree with you. They do seem very one-dimensional. You know, the passes that we've seen, apart from the one that was picked off from Willingham right there on the 1-yard line, have just been – you know, a little pass out in the flat, you know, maybe just a little wide receiver screen, you know, a bubble screen, something like that. But other than that, it's been number 27, and he's been doing all the work. And like you said, if you have a D1 prospect to run behind, you're going to be doing work.
And, you know, guys, I think Coach Pruitt understands what he's got here. He's already got number 12, Jace Pruitt, out of the game. No injury there. That's just he's already starting to pull some starters.
Yeah, and that's a smart move. Look at that.
Great
That disaster
right
of a
there.
play is about to turn into a 90-plus yard run. Have a good one. Your friend, number 21, the human joystick. Busted play.
The man crush continues.
You know, what could have been a safety and what was almost a safety right there. Great dish out by the backup quarterback, Ben Williamson, former safety. He's actually playing safety tonight. Puts it out in the speed of Payne Anderson. He was covered in defenders, and he just takes it to the house 90 yards.
And that right property
speed.
touchdown by number 21, Payne Anderson. If you're looking for a new home to DeKalb County, give Annette and the friendly staff a call, 997-9400. Well, I just found out what I'm going to go as Halloween. I'm going to get me a pair of Payne Anderson pajamas, I think. Unreal.
And the extra point is good by number 49, Fernando Lamone. It's Plainview 20, Brindley
Well,
0.
your score, 20-0. Plainview on top, 9:06 to go in the first half. And for this one, for Brindley Mountain, it can't get over soon enough. You know, you all talk about other teams in the region. You know, Pisgah's another one to talk about, and right now they lead North Sam Mountain 14-0. That's, of course, not a huge surprise there, I don't believe. You know, the question is who will be the first to win a game? Will it be North Sam Mountain or will it be Crossville?
Should play each other.
Well, Crossville has a chance tonight playing against the 1-6 White Plains. So, White Plains with 1 win, Crossville with none. The problem is they're playing at White Plains. And Crossville historically has not done a good job on the road this season. So very interested to see how that game turns out, but I have my guesses.
And as Fernando Ramon sets off to kick it back to the lines, 9:06 left to go in the first half. And we see another deep kick right here, all the way down to the 5.
Tripped up by his own man, I believe. Just no sense of urgency. You could tell he just kind of trotted out to the 24.
Guys, back to Crossville for a minute. If they lose tonight, it's looking like an 0-10 season with Sardis and Geraldine left on the schedule. That will be Crossville's first 0-10 season since 1952.
That's been a while. +60 years since Crossville has went 0-10.
Maybe they can get some kind of mojo going tonight.
Well, they definitely need it. Pitch out wide. Picks up a few yards.
Number 12, Trent Myers on the carry for Brindley Mountain.
Tackle from behind, number 55, Saul Jose.
And number 55.
I think at this point, Brindley Mountain's trying to run out the clock.
Problem is they got a whole lot of clock to work with. 2 receivers out to the near side. And we're probably about to see our first downfield pass of the game. But a penalty flag comes flying in. The first one of the game, as a matter of fact.
Safety in Sylvania as the Rams lead Geraldine 9-0.
How about that?
Wow.
And the penalty goes against Brindley Mountain. Still second down.
White Plains on top of Crossville 20-0. Gaston over Collinsville 13-0.
Well, 20-0 pretty much seals Crossville's fate. I don't know if they have what it takes to come back from a 2-point deficit, but definitely not a 20-point deficit.
Yeah, they are definitely not built to play from 20 points down, averaging 40 rushing attempts a game for Crossville.
Number 31, Brett Bobo, lays the hit right there after the incomplete pass. That'll bring 3rd down and 12 for the Lions.
Going back to that Sylvania score, after a safety and the score is 9-0, that means that Sylvania would have had to score an extra point after their touchdown. So how about that?
Successfully.
Yeah.
That might be the biggest surprise of that ball game right now. But a safety, that's
that doesn't happen.
Maddox. I'd imagine unless there was some sort of injury that we just haven't heard about. But Maddox going down in the end zone, kind of surprised by that.
Guys, you got to think of Sylvania. Those fast starts they've had, and they put it together for 4 quarters.
Well, that is definitely the question. The difference is they're actually on top right now. Most of these fast starts that they've had, they've either been tied or just, maybe barely leading by a point or two, and then all of a sudden it comes back. Plainview hung 45, Crossville hung 62, 61.
Yep.
So
5.
65.
5 hung 62.
Who did I say? I'm sorry.
Crossville hasn't. I don't know if Crossville's combined for 62.
Yeah, I don't think they've hung 62 the whole season. Maybe 62 yards. Poor Crossville. I'd love to see them come back. That would be nice.
That's a no-win situation for Crossville in that region. I hate, I don't want to make excuses for them, but there's a difference in an excuse and a reason. And Crossville in that 4A region with Gunnersville and playing teams like Aniana, Sachs, that's a no-win situation for Crossville.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We were talking earlier, Jordan, actually me and you, and a few other folks about how big the jump is from 3A to 4A. and then how big the jump is from 1A to 2A. And Collinsville's kind of seeing that a little bit. But, wow, for Crossville to be in that 4A region with sacks, teams like that, I mean, it's just a bad situation. But it's just a different kind of football from 3A to 4A.
Well, it looks like his grandson lobbied to let him back on the field as Jace Pruitt comes back in just in time to hand the ball to Payne Anderson.
Well, who else would he hand it off to? I'm convinced you could almost just ditch this line and just pitch out wide to Payne Anderson, and he could make something happen. He is a special kind of football player. I love watching him play.
No, earlier in the season, Jordan, you asked me before, you said, in my tenure as a Plainview football player, who was the fastest player that I ever got to play against? And I believe I said somebody from Geraldine, but I think as the season progresses, I'm going to have to change my answer. I've never seen the moves that Payne Anderson's played, and when he gets in space, he just slips through those little creases, and then he's gone in 60 seconds. He's fast, and he's got amazing speed, and definitely one of the most talented running backs I've seen.
Well, he's number 21, so to me, first person that came to mind was Brian Fochie, and they both had the high-end game speed that was just faster than everyone else on the field, both shifty. But his change of pace and then immediately back at top speed, I've never seen that. Well, if I have seen it, I didn't know what I was watching.
Oh yeah, you're exactly right. It's amazing. Like you said, he can be going top speed, all he's got, stop, make a cut, and then he's back to top speed within 5 yards. But look at that, Jace Pruitt goes down on second down. That's going to bring up an extremely long third down.
Number 55, Austin Moore of Brindley.
Third down and 24. .45 left to go in the first half of play here. Plainview leading at 20-0 over Brindley Mountain. Homecoming festivities to come. A gain of 1.
Number 21, Payne Anderson.
Other than Anderson's touchdown catch, he's been bottled up tonight.
Fourth down for the Bears.
You're right. He had a pretty decent run earlier, but apart from the catch, they've done a really good job shutting down the run, and Plainview's had to resort to passing out, maybe doing a few wide receiver screens, throwing it out, but not a whole lot on the running game for Plainview tonight. Fair catch called. Oh, wow. Definitely took a Plainview bounce all the way down inside the 10-yard line. And that's where Brindley Mountain will take over. 1st and 10 with 4:52 left to go. It's the Sheriff Jimmy Harris game of the week. Plainview leads at 20-0.
At Farmers, we believe in smarter coverage because the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Find your local agent, W. Scott Wynn, at 638-3302. We are insurance. We are farmers.
And as the Lions step up to the line, they're looking at a 91-yard drive with just under 5 minutes left to go in the half.
Well, they've got what it takes to drive the field. They've been doing a good job, but as Jordan said earlier, you've got to be a little more versatile when you get down inside because everyone knows what's coming. And now Plainview's getting to the point where they know exactly what's coming the entire time.
Ider takes the lead on Cleveland 12-6 in the second quarter.
12-6.
That's a huge matchup for the region, too.
Yeah, I love the fact that not only is Ider in playoff contention, but they're fighting for a good number 2 right now.
Yep.
Yeah, with that one, it's kind of the same situation as the Plainview Geraldine game. Cleveland's 7-1 on the season, Ider 5-2, but a win there puts them both with 2 region losses and Ider with a head-to-head victory. So they could be sitting at number 2 going into the state playoffs.
Unreal.
Number 27, Colby Wall on the carry for Brindley Mountain.
And you know, I don't say that anything against Ider, like to be that surprised. It's a traditional program. They've been good, you know, in spurts for a long time. But coming off a 1-9 season, this was unforeseen.
Interested in Sylvania is leading Geraldine 9-0. Sandrock is leading New Hope 13-7.
3rd down and 5 coming up. And a gain of about 3. So it's going to be 4th down and 2. So we're going to see another punt from Brindley Mountain.
For Plainview and number 1 Isaiah Glover.
Sandrock right now actually leading New Hope. That's kind of a surprising score to me. 13-7. Still a very close game there though.
15-yard line. It's 4th and 2 for Brindley Mountain.
Cody Willingham back to receive the kick.
But it's not going to be returnable, and it's not going to cross over into Plainview territory.
So Plainview will start over 1st and 10 from the 47. And I think we're going to be in for a very interesting halftime show with it being homecoming. There's going to be a whole lot going on at halftime. So a fairly big break as Alpha presents the halftime show. That's Ken Gann and Brad Bunch out of Rainsville on Highway 75. If you're looking for insurance needs, life, auto, home, you name it, they've got you covered. 638-4251.
How bold would it be to say that Brindley Mountain's going to get the ball back for the rest of this half? What's going to happen eventually in the half?
Pass complete to number 11, Chase Willingham.
Rusty, you're going to say that again. I'm sorry. I had my headphones off for just a second. I didn't quite hear.
I said, how bold would it be to say that the Brindley Mountain Lions are going to get the ball back still in the first half? Just as I said that, Chase Willingham picks up it's like a 30-yard gain right there.
Yeah, so that moves him inside the king-size red zone, brought to you by Mattress Planet.
Oh, he actually scored on that exact same play last week against Sylvania.
Well, Willingham gets it done this time. Well, there's a flag on the play, so this one's probably coming back.
And we have a flag on the play.
But like I said, they're in the king-size red zone, brought to you by Mattress Planet, the only authorized Tempur-Pedic dealer in the area, back behind Captain D's. Give them a call. Eric Hutchins is the name. 844-9511. I believe holding against the Bears. So Cody Willingham about to have his second touchdown on the day, but it gets called back.
Well, after they back him up and try him again, they're going to hand it off to Anderson. He's going to bring it out to the 5-yard line.
Well, I have an update with Sylvania and Geraldine. Geraldine actually puts points on the board. It's 9-7 now, but Sylvania just had a touchdown called back. So 9-7 your score. Sylvania still leading it. They go with a direct snap to number 38, Cody Willingham. And this one looks exactly like it did a second ago with the same result. No flag this time. Your Right Properties touchdown. Brought to you by number 38, Cody Willingham. If you're looking for a new home in the DeKalb County area, give Annette and the friendly staff a call at Right Properties. The number 997-9400. One minute and 38 seconds left to go in the half, and Plainview has dominated 26-0. And the very consistent and very true Fernando Limon lines it up. And I spoke too soon.
And the extra point is no good. It's Plainview 26.
Well,
but they're going to get a re-kick.
I spoke too soon. It bounces off the left upright.
Looks like it's going to be a roughing the kicker.
roughing the kicker against the lines, and it looks like Fernando Lamone's going to get a second chance.
Shot at redemption. Well, I'm sure Fernando Lamone's excited about that. You know, he doesn't miss very often.
Laces out.
Laces out, Dan Marino.
And the extra point is good by number 49, Fernando.
And he got it.
And you can find Fernando Lamone on Twitter by searching the hashtag redemption. Number 38 limping a little bit as he comes off. Number 38, that's Cody Willingham, the man who scored. A little slow to get off the field, but doesn't look like anything too serious. Might just have something in his shoe.
Guys, I'm getting word actually right now that they might have a new fresh set of pickles for halftime.
Well, I'm getting word that there's a former Torch employee that has a microphone on his head currently. I've had enough pickles for the season.
Make that a lifetime.
Fresh pickles. Gross.
Yuck.
Back to receive for Brindley Mountain, number 13, Dustin Tolles.
And Fernando Lamone's put it deep 2 times in a row. Will he do it again? And he does. And it's been consistently going further and further back. That one would have bounced into the end zone. Broles brings it out to the 20.
And number 13, Dustin Tolles on the kickoff return for Brindley Mountain. He's brought down by number 34, Jacob Wooten.
Looked like Brett Bobo was slow to get up.
It'll be 1st and 10, Brindley Mountain.
Well, he doesn't look like he's coming off the field, so he should be fine. Brindley Mountain 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
And he spoke too soon again. He's going to check out. And in checks number 6, the E-man, Ethan Johnson.
We've been doing a lot of that speaking too soon tonight. Just look at the size of that running back, number 27.
You know, one of the odd things that I've always seen about Brindley Mountain, even in my high school days when I was playing, Brindley Mountain always had a bunch of big old boys. I mean, they never lacked in size. They always had big physical players. It's just, I don't know, their program's just never caught a break and they've just never caught fire. But size has definitely never been a problem at Brindley Mountain.
Well, a gain of 1 brings up 2nd down and 9 with 55 seconds to go here in the half.
Quarterback was going to keep it, but it looks like he tripped up and fell down. Loss of about 2.
Much bigger loss than that, Rusty. I believe it actually was a loss of 5, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 13. I thought he had fell where you had spotted it as well, but apparently he tripped up and stumbled back to try to get back to his feet and didn't quite make it. 10 seconds to go before half, and it looks like we're going to get one final play. And it's a handoff and a huge hit by number 34.
And that is the end.
It's number 34, Wooten.
And that's going to do it for your first half of football. Plainview leading it by a score 27-0. Homecoming festivities to follow. Halftime, of course, brought to you by your friendly folks over at Alpha. And that is Alpha in Rainsville. Brad Bunch and Ken Gann. If you're looking for insurance of kind of any need, home, health, auto, or otherwise, give them a call. Brad Bunch and Ken Gann, 638-4251. It's Jake Harris alongside Rusty Kirk for the Sheriff Jimmy Harris Game of the Week. Enjoy halftime. We'll see you at the start of the third.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. And on behalf of Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Tim Nagel, and Principals Mr. Bobby Buford and Mr. Mike Lilly, Jr., we proudly present the 2014 Brindley Mountain High School Pride of the Mountain Marching Band. The band is under the field direction of Drum Major Jacqueline Frost. Band captain is Josh Hood, color guard captain is Mackenzie Evans, and dance line captain is Chelsea Deere. The band's field show for this year is titled The Music of Fresh. Includes the songs All Stars, Julock, and Bad Reputation, and My Beloved Monster, and I'm a Believer. Drum major, are you ready? Take your band to the field for halftime. your Pride of the Mountain marching band.
Welcome to the 2014 Plainview High School Homecoming. Tonight's halftime activities cap off an exciting week of homecoming events at Plainview. During the week, students have celebrated with a homecoming parade, a community bonfire, and a pep rally. Tonight, along with the game, we have the highlight of homecoming, the crowning of our 2014 homecoming queen. All homecoming activities have been coordinated by the cheerleaders, the student council, and the city of Rainsville. There will be a homecoming dance at the Rainsville Play Zone Fun Center after the game from 11 to 1. The cost of the dance is $3 per person and is for students in grades 7 through 12 only. The freshman attendant is Kennedy Nicola Traylor. She is the 14-year-old daughter of Jason and Nicola Traylor. Kennedy's hobbies include playing travel softball. Kennedy is a member of the Science Club, Beta Club, Junior Civitan, and FCA. Kennedy also plays volleyball and softball. Kennedy is a member of the Rainsville First Baptist Church. And after graduation, Kennedy plans to become a physical therapist or play college softball. She is escorted tonight by her father, Jason Traylor. Lacey Kurt is our sophomore attendant. She is the 16-year-old daughter of Scott and Carla Kurt. Lacey's hobbies include going to San Antonio's with her sister, spending time with her friends and family, and participating in the sign team youth group at her church. She is a member of FCA, FCCLA, Science Club, and Junior Civitan. She is also involved in volleyball, basketball, and softball. Lacey is her class treasurer and class beauty. She attends Broadway Baptist Church. Lacey's future plans are to attend University of Alabama in Birmingham and major in pediatrics, and to become a pediatric physician and open her own medical practice. She is escorted tonight by her father, Scott Kirk. The junior attendant is Madison Adkins. She is a 16-year-old daughter of James and Susan Adkins. Her hobbies include participating as a student leader in her church's youth group, lifeguarding, and attending theater festivals. Madison is a member of the FCA, Bear Theater, Spanish Club, and is currently the Vice President of the Plainview Student Council. Madison is drum major for the Plainview High School Marching Band. She is also a member of the varsity tennis team. Madison is a member of the Five Church of God. Her future plans are to attend Lee University and major in worship ministry. Madison is escorted tonight by her brother, Ryan Etterburn. Our first senior attendant is Destiny Loudon. She is a 17-year-old daughter of Preston and Susan Loudon. Destiny's hobbies include playing basketball, being with family, laughing with friends, and going to church, fishing, and lifeguarding. Destiny is the senior class secretary, FCA, Beta Club, Nu Alpha Theta, Science Club, FFA, Junior Civitan, FCCLA, and Spanish Club. Destiny is a varsity basketball player, and she is a member of the Five Church of God. Destiny's future plans are to continue her basketball career at Lee University, to become a math teacher and a basketball coach, and to do something in the ministry to follow her desire for God's will for her life. Her father, Preston Loudon, is escorting her tonight. Macaulay Suddles is our second senior attendant. She is a 17-year-old daughter of Terry Suddles and Felicia Mayfield. Macaulay enjoys laughing with friends, reading, writing, and spending time in the Word. She is a girls' class representative for Student Government Association, member of Nu Alpha Theta, member of the Science Club, and a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Macaulay is a member of the Broadway Baptist Church. She plans to wholeheartedly pursue Christ wherever that may lead, and she is escorted tonight by her father, Terry Suddles. Molly Veal is our senior attendant. She is a 17-year-old daughter of Tony and Jill Veal. Her hobbies include singing, laughing with friends and family, spending time with her youth group, playing basketball, spoiling her nephews, and spending time in the Word. Molly is a member of the Nu Alpha Theta, Science Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Students Against Destructive Decisions, and Spanish Club. She plays varsity basketball. Molly is a member of the Rainsville First Baptist Church. Molly's plans for her future are to fulfill the divine calling of her sovereign King, Jesus Christ, and Molly is escorted by her father, Tony Veal. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Plainview High School's homecoming queen for 2014 is Destiny Loudon. Destiny will be crowned by last year's homecoming queen, Miss Ashley Broyles. Please give another round of applause for all of our homecoming attendants and homecoming queen 2014, Miss Destiny Loudon. Yesterday, the City Council of Rainsville sponsored a homecoming parade. Grades 7 through 12 participated by building a class float. We would like to thank Brandon Freeman, the City of Rainsville, and the Chamber of Commerce for all of their hard work for allowing the opportunity to have a homecoming parade. At this time, we'd like for the class president of each class to come to the 50-yard line, where Mr. Freeman will present the award for the homecoming float. And the winning float belongs to the senior class. This concludes our halftime activities for 2014. Picking off for Plainview, number 49, Fernando Lamont.
Okay, and here we go. Start of the second half and a short kickoff by Fernando Lamont out to the 37-yard line, and that's where Brindley Mountain will take over to start the second half. And this one is out of hand already, 27-0. Start of the third.
It'll be first and 10 for Brindley Mountain.
Yeah, the temperature is dropping, and
Rapidly.
the score is still 9-7. At Geraldine and Sylvania. Sylvania still on top.
And I think that was the score at halftime. Is that right, Jake?
It is, and I also have a few score updates from around the area. Gaston is up 12-0 over Collinsville. 41-6, 5 over West End. Of course, 9-7, as I said earlier, Geraldine trailing Sylvania. And 12-6 Ider over Cleveland. And of course here we're 27-0, and Valley Head leading Jacksonville Christian by a score of 20-7. So after a gain of about 5, it's going to bring up second down and 5. Number 14, Will Kirk on the tackle.
Brought down by number 34, Jacob Wooten for the Bears. It brings up third down for Brindley Mountain.
Third down and about 1 to go.
Going to be another handoff to Lyles, and he's going to be stopped instantly.
Oh, actually, you know what? Brett Bobo took that ball away.
That was a great strip right there, but they're not going to give it to him. It's going to bring up fourth down for the Lions.
That's pretty bad when you're good enough at taking it away and the refs just don't even see it. And Jordan, I'm pretty sure I have to say, I'm going to say it's probably number 50, the D1 prospect. I've watched him the past few plays, and he just dominates out there.
Yeah, he definitely passes the eyeball test. I thought it would be either him or number 72. I never got clarification on that, but both players look very good. But his play has just been dominating. I would run the ball behind him every time.
Yeah, absolutely. That Plainview almost got their hand on that kick right there. As it comes out, and the Bears will take over 1st and 10 from the 26. It's the Sheriff Jimmy Harris game of the week. Plainview homecoming, hosting Brindley Mountain, and it's been all Bears. 27-0 your score.
I had the Burning Bear at halftime. It was delicious, but I'll be honest, I'm immediately regretting it.
Immediately regret. Well, number 21, Payne Anderson, picks up possibly 10 right there. We'll see what the spot is. It looks like he got the first.
I think Luke witnessed me get choked on a jalapeno, and my eyes are still burning right now.
You know, it serves you right, Jordan, after last week.
Jordan definitely pulling the rivalry week, pulling rank last week and getting me and Rusty to. I had to eat almost an entire pickle, which was just horrible.
Oh, awful. I got off easy. I only had to eat a couple of jalapenos. I had a version of the Flaming Bear, but there were actually chili beans on mine.
2 yards on the carry. It's going to bring up second down and 8 for the Bears of Plainview.
You know, I'm down here on the other side of Fernando Lamone's kicking net. Now, I believe I'm going to move away just in case one slips through. He is drilling these.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I was actually spotted that earlier. I saw him let one loose, and I thought with how safe that net doesn't look, I would worry about your safety, Jordan.
No, it looks like a shrimping net or something. I don't know what they're using here.
You know, and that's not the same one they use. I think they have one of those really nice black nets. It's got a whole lot of give in it. That one just looks like a pull. It almost looks like it's just pulled tight across
it. Looks like an L screen that you have for baseball.
Yeah, it's like an old pair of fishnets that are just ruined.
Look at that, number 38, Willingham. See you later. His third. Number 38, Cody Willingham.
A big game for him tonight. Is he?
Guys, I don't know if you could. Well, you did see it. I was about to say, Rusty. I don't know if you could see it from your angle, but he had a pretty strong stiff arm there that just kind of cleared the way.
Well, that does it. Puts him inside the end zone for the Wright Properties touchdown. So if you're looking for a new home in DeKalb County or surrounding areas, give Annette and the friendly staff a call down at Wright Properties. That number, 997-9400. 33-0. Fernando Lamone.
Make that
Babies that one
34.
through.
Is good. Number 49, Fernando Lamont.
I'm not convinced that didn't hit something.
Brindley Mountain 0.
Well, the beating continues. How exciting is Week 10 going to be?
You know, I don't know if I can wait. You know, on Night Sight tonight, like I said earlier, it's the last of the cupcakes, the gimmies. 34-0 the score right now. I'm tired of these kind of ball games, Shaq. I'm ready for Week 9 and Week 10 where we see two matchups that are genuinely going to be great games, hopefully.
Well, you know, I've been getting reports from Sylvania and Geraldine, and you know, Sylvania just can't catch a break. They're 9-7, they're up, but they've had I've had multiple reports from there that they got one touchdown called back for a strange penalty of some sort, and then on 4th and 1 from the 1 they went for it, dove over. You know, everyone thought that the ball crossed. Apparently, it did not, so they no go on that touchdown. So 9-7, when a lot of people think they should be up another touchdown or two. So. Sylvania apparently just outplaying Geraldine out there. Fair catch called for at the 28-yard line. And that's where the Brindley Mountain Lions will take over for more than likely their next 3 plays.
Yeah, surely a 3-and-out right here will give the ball back to this Plainview squad.
Well, it kind of surprised me to still see Payne Anderson in the game at the start of the second half with 8:42 to go. Plainview does lead at 34-0, but it did surprise me to see Payne Anderson in the game at all after the first half. You definitely want to save him for the upcoming weeks, next week especially, because that's the game that matters. But the game that matters the most to these kids is coming up at Week 10.
And for the power rankings as well.
Well, I mean, let's face it. The power rankings are by far the most important.
Definitely.
Of course, Fife, the reigning champions from last year, and it's really going to come down to Week 10 to see if they can hold rank.
Again, I keep reminding everyone, this Plainview team, as good as they are, have never beaten Fife or Geraldine this senior class.
Well, Jordan, this is the year. I think they get both of those wins.
I'm going to have to agree with you. As much as I hate to, I'm going to have to.
Well, the thing about it is I mean, they are way too talented of a group. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from Fife. I just think this Plainview team, and well, I get a big smile from the sidelines when I say that. That's very, and I've been kind of on Fife's back a little, all season, and I guess I have to apologize a little bit for that. They're an amazing football team, but I think Plainview has what it takes to squeak out the win. Very, very close game though. I think whoever wins that one, it'll be by no more than 10. It'll be within 10 either way.
I'm definitely going to have to agree with you.
Yeah, and in games like that, you look at your kicker. Plainview's got one, and Fife has a decent kicker too. But
does he have range?
Not as much range as Lamone does. No one in the county has as much range as Fernando
You're
Lamone.
definitely right, and that could come in handy. Now, when it's a close ball game like that, you get down within the red zone, and you just can't. You bring up that 4th down, and you can't get it in. That's when that field goal kicker comes in handy.
Well, I believe
he's up on the board.
I believe he put in a 37-yarder several weeks ago.
So what's a no man's land for every other team in the county? Plainview can kick a field goal, and that's huge in high school.
Look at that, number 38, Cody Willingham was just eyeballing that like, I really would just like to take a chance at this. He had 4 guys around him, but more than likely he could have got right through it. So my prediction held true. 3-and-out for Brindley Mountain. 6:30 left to go in the third quarter.
Starters are still in. Oh, I cringe.
They're missing one out there. I don't see number 21, Penn Anderson. It looks like they're going to give John Bob some reps. And he's going to get the carry right there. Not going to pick up too much, maybe a yard.
You know, I got to say, and, you know, I mean, I didn't graduate from Plainview, so I don't really know if it's just the more you guys know these guys or not, but it seems like everyone has a nickname.
Yeah, just about.
And he brings up
There's always somebody on the team that's got a nickname.
41-yard line.
Okay, so the question is, Jordan, if everyone had a nickname, what was yours in high school?
I was referred to as Willow.
Willow.
The hit Warwick Davis character. I never understood that, but yeah, Willow.
A George Lucas original.
How about that?
Well, I don't get that either because I mean you know you're not short by any stretch. That's weird. I don't know.
Maybe it was the shaggy, unkept hair.
Possibly. Willow. What a good movie. And number 11, Chase Willingham gets around the corner.
Chase Willingham on the carry.
You know, Jordan, you said you had long, unkept, shaggy hair, and your nickname was Willow. Did you whip your hair back and forth? No answer, huh?
Well done.
Well done. Oh.
And the penalty on the play going against the Bears.
Penalty against Plainview. Score update from Pisgah North Side Mountain. Your score 40-12 there.
Shocker.
Yeah. You know, we talked about mentioned movies and Willow being a pretty good one for back in the day. I actually, for the first time, watched Shawshank Redemption over the weekend.
I still can't believe that was your first time watching it.
It's a great movie.
Unbelievable.
And the penalty on the play goes against Brindley
If
Mountain.
you'll check the IMDb all-time list, it is ranked number 1.
Oh, and well-deserved number 1. It is a fantastic movie.
Very well put together.
Very well put together. Morgan Freeman is phenomenal, as always.
And talk about the score of the movie and phenomenal music.
And I believe it's Tim Dobbins, I believe, is the man that plays maybe Robbins.
Tim Robbins,
Tim Robbins.
who is actually the secondary pilot for Tom Cruise in Top Gun after Goose goes down.
Trivia from all around.
Number 11, Chase Willingham for Plainview.
Big pass from Chase Willingham to Chase.
Brindley Mountain.
Willingham received the pass thrown by Jace Pruitt.
There we go.
And that puts them inside the what, Rusty?
The Mattress Planet King Size Red Zone.
That's exactly right. The only authorized Tempur-Pedic dealer in the area, located behind Captain D's in Fort Payne. Give Eric Hutchins a call, 844-9511.
Number 9, John David Martin on the carry for Plainview. He's brought up.
You know, speaking of nicknames, Jake, I know several other nicknames of people out on the team. I'm going to give you a couple nicknames, and we'll see if you can put the name on the face. How about that?
Okay, I like this.
What do you think about Babyface?
Babyface. Well, not a fan of the nickname.
I'm sure he's not either.
Now, is he currently on the field?
He's a skill player.
He's currently on the field now.
Number 9, John David Martin on the carry for the Bears.
No, he's not.
Oh,
Yes, he actually is. I see him.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I missed him.
He was hiding from you.
I will say,
Third down.
and I don't see him out there. I would guess
4-yard line.
Brett Bobo.
It's going to be number 38, Cody Williams.
Cody Willingham. Okay,
Yep, that's right.
I could see that. That's a very well-deserved nickname.
Yeah, when I was in school, his nickname was Babyface.
I could see that.
All right, what about Jimmer?
So I'm 0 for 1.
0 for 1.
Jimmer?
Jimmer.
Spell that.
Jimmer. Like that, the player from, did he go to BYU?
Yeah, it was Jimmer Fredette at BYU.
BYU.
Okay.
Jimmer Fredette.
Now that I would not know. This is just a complete stab.
Think basketball,
Think basketball?
but he also plays football.
And that brings up 4th down, Plainview.
I'm going to say Chase Willingham.
There you go.
Boom.
1 for 1.
So, well, 1 for 2.
1 for 2.
That's
Yep.
it's okay.
1 and 1.
1 and 1. That's true.
Not bad.
Wow, what an interesting game here. Name the nickname. 2:53 left to go. Plainview knocking on the door. And a timeout on the field. Timeouts, of course, sponsored by the man with no nickname. No need for one. Horace Clemens, candidate for Senate District 8. His nicknames could be family man, businessman, veteran, or leader.
Horace Clemens.
Horace Clemens.
Doors open at 10:30. $3 per person and students in grades 7 through 12.
You know, I believe we addressed this last season when we went to Pisgah and they had the I don't know what to call those helmets, fluorescent, whatever. They had the giant wings on them that glowed. But thoughts on these pink socks and also uniforms around the county this year?
Uniforms around the county. Okay, touching on the pink socks first. Me and Rusty kind of talked about it a little bit before. I'm a big fan of it. I really like. I really like the fact that everyone is in on it. I like the fact that it's not just kind of spread out. I mean, the fact that everyone does it is nice.
And even if you look down at the coaches, it looks like they've got breast cancer awareness ribbons tied onto their headsets. And if you look at Plainview's head coach, Coach Pruitt, he's got a pink shirt on.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of, I'm a big fan of everyone wearing pink. I think it's a really good. I think they do it, for a good reason to raise awareness and to at least keep that keep that fresh in people's mind. I mean, especially with cases such as like Kendra Curry, who is actually my age. I actually graduated high school with her. Touchdown, Wright Properties touchdown brought to you by number 32 Dylan Clark right there. Pass out, good corner route by number 32 Dylan Clark. Increases the lead 40-0. 9 points away from the spread. Well, Brindley Mountain's going to have to do something if I'm going to be in this. Collinsville trailing right now 7-12. I'll give you the rest of the score updates after Fernando Limon does what he does.
And he did it.
And the extra point is good.
Well, your score, 41-0 with 2:46 left to go in the third quarter. The Wright Properties touchdown came on behalf of a pass play from Jace Pruitt to Dylan Clark. If you're looking for a home in the DeKalb County area or surrounding areas, give Annette and the friendly staff a call. They've got you covered. 997-9400 is the number. And I forgot what I was talking about going into that.
I think you were going to give us some score updates.
Well, before then, I think we were talking about the
we were
breast
talking about
cancer awareness and
we definitely were.
How important.
And I was going to bring out that even though the Brindley Mountain doesn't have the pink socks or the coaches supporting pink, check out their cheerleaders. They've all got pink pom-poms.
Oh, yeah, I see that now.
So everybody getting in on the action tonight.
Well, it's nice to see, money being raised for that. Not just in the month of October, but it is nice to get to raise a whole lot of awareness and get people involved with that. So really a really long answer to Jordan's question. I'm a fan of it. But as far as uniforms around the county, Plainview, they remind me a whole lot of Auburn. I mean, they're traditional. They're never gonna they're never not gonna wear the traditional blue. It's a very classic feel. A very traditional uniform, and I just don't really see them ever switching much from that. But I like it. I like it. They've got a good color scheme. So I mean, Plainview's uniforms look real good. To be honest with you, I'd love to see them go to an all blue, like a baby blue.
I definitely would too. I like that. Kind of like what the road basketball jerseys are. They got this nice Columbia blue.
Yeah, I would love to see Plainview go to that lighter color blue, whether it's baby blue, Columbia blue, whatever it is. I'd love to see them go to that solid color, maybe with the navy blue numbers with white trim. That'd be sharp.
Rusty, I might be wrong, but I think it might have been your 7th or 8th grade year before Coach Pruitt came back. I'm not sure how long ago that was, but did they not go to the Penn State all blues?
Yeah, we definitely did. It was in 7th grade when that happened because my 7th and 8th grade years when we got the hand-me-down pinstripes. Penn State, I didn't say pinstripes, Penn State jerseys. That's what we got the hand-me-downs for my 7th, 8th, and JV career. But we look just like the Penn State Wildcats out there.
Yeah, I think it'd be neat to see them go to an all blue at home.
Very retro.
And then all white, on the road.
Ugh, not a fan.
Well, and I think it'd be a fun way to get the fans involved. How Penn State does they do the white out. All of them wear the white. They bring the white towels, and I think that's a cool look. That's a really cool look at home too.
To get off the subject matter of Plainview's jerseys, I'm gonna have to go with my vote is the best looking uniforms in the county, and my vote's gonna have to go with the Fife when they did their blackouts. They have the black pants with their new black jerseys. These are the first year they've had them with the black helmets. It's just very sleek, and I love it. I love that look.
Yeah, the all black. Yeah, I have to say that's probably my number one in the county. So Fife, you get credit for something from me. so if you're looking for a little bit of love from me, you get it on the uniform department. I love the uniforms.
I was talking to Coach Benefield before the season started, and he was talking about picking out these uniforms, and he said it got down to, they were running out of time. They couldn't decide on a uniform, and they kept switching back and forth. And the guy came in with the Adidas catalog, and he opened it up, and there were the blacks. And he said, "You know what? That's the one. And if you can get me the linebacker that's wearing that, I'll take one of those too." So that's kind of how the all blacks were decided from Adidas.
Yeah, I think I was there when that actually happened. Those were those were great looking uniforms. Adidas did a really good job making those. I like Sylvania's new Under Armour jersey. I wish they would have actually spent the money to get the home and the away jerseys.
Shocker on that one, considering you graduated from Sylvania and
those
worked
are cool
at Under Armour.
uniforms. You can't deny me that.
I'm not a fan of the green and gold.
Well, I mean, you can't change the color scheme. We're not asking what your favorite colors are. I like the style of the uniform. I'm getting head nods all around. Nose up here in the booth. You know what? I don't care.
And just a quick update on the fishnet. It did not hold. I had one whiz by my ear a few minutes ago.
Pressure coming from Plainview. Throws it out of bounds.
And the pass is incomplete. Brings up second down.
Actually, to be honest with you, I think Crossville's uniforms are really nice too. They're all black with like yellow trim, just kind of like an outline number. Really a neat uniform, and it's nice to look flashy and lose all 10 games more than likely. But wow, at least they got good uniforms.
Hey, they'll look good losing.
Yeah, that's right, Jordan.
Rusty, you're somewhat of a Pisgah guy. What do you think about those helmets?
I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, going back to even last season, I love those helmets. With the glitter and the chrome on them, with the eagle wing, and it says the PHS on it. Those got some nice style to them. I like them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Coolest helmet.
Definitely the coolest.
Possibly in the state. Now I haven't seen all of them in the state, but I mean from every helmet that I've seen, Pisgah's got it by a landslide. That to me is the only knock I have on Fife's jerseys at all. I don't really like. Yeah, I don't really like the design. It's like the old Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, not the old Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but
the new ones.
The flag. It's just I'm not a big fan of that. But I do like the all black. It's very intimidating. And when you have a team as good as Fife, sporting something like that, I mean those are awesome jerseys.
Timeout on the field. Call.
To think about it, those Pisgah helmets remind me of what the kind of helmets that Oregon wears when they play.
Oh yeah.
The chrome with the finish looks nice.
Well, a timeout on the field. Timeouts, of course, brought to you by Horace Clemens, candidate for Senate District 8. Horace Clemens, family man, businessman, veteran, leader.
Horace Clemens.
You got it, Rusty. Horace Clemens.
I probably would have waited on that timeout because there's just 2.2 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Not sure what was about.
Well, we had a conversation in the office earlier this week. Seems like it was earlier this week about mascots and where they come from, and maybe there's a few teams out there I think that should switch their mascot.
Like who?
Like Sylvania.
Real quick, guys, I've got some players down here. I'll let you get back to your Sylvania Rams story, but they're curious if you've got any more updates on that game from your source.
For what game are we talking about? The Sylvania Geraldine game? 9-7 was the last report that I have. Let me text and find out what's going on.
You know, Jake, something about the Plainview band playing Rocky just fires me up.
Well, you know, with you giving me heck about graduating, I'm sure it's the school. I'm sure it's the school spirit tagged up in you somewhere. But I got to give it. I got to give it to Plainview's band. They are. They're great.
They really have. I mean, ever since I can remember, Plainview's always had a great band. Mr. Stevens has really done a great job turning that program into something special.
But yeah, change of mascot. I hate to say it, but
well, I mean, what do you think Sylvania should be?
well, not the Rams. I just feel like it's a weak mascot.
What do you think about the Sylvania Cyclones?
No,
How does that sound?
not a fan. Not a fan of the Cyclones.
Sylvania Cyclones.
You know, but I like the I like the originality. I like where you're headed.
You know, it just sounds right.
See, I actually like the Ram mascot. I used to, as a child, just a little chap, would always watch the National Geographic, and I'd always be fired up when the Rams episodes would come on.
Yeah,
They're definitely some powerful creatures.
I don't know. I feel like if we're talking about mascots in the, I'll have to bring that up in a minute. We're talking about mascots, and as we were talking about mascots earlier in the week. One of our employees, Luke, our producer, started looking up bad mascot names. The worst one I think that we came across was the Delta State Fighting. Give me a guess.
You know, I already know what it is, so
Okay.
I can't guess.
Okay, so Jordan, do you have any guesses on? Well, we actually have a player down, so we'll delay this conversation until we find out the update to find out what's going on. Nice to see him back on his feet, and that is the quarterback, number 10, Smith. Score update, Jordan, if you want to let your players in. Geraldine takes the lead, 14-9.
Penalty on the play goes against Plainview.
But Jordan, while you're looking, I have to ask you, what is one of the worst mascots you've ever in your life heard of? College, high school, it doesn't matter.
Maybe just because I'm not from the Midwest. I think the Nebraska Cornhuskers are as bad as anything there is. I could not be excited or get intimidated by a Cornhusker.
Well, as Cornhusker does seem pretty horrible, I believe we've got one here that might take the cake.
Is it worse than the Crimson Tide?
That's a pretty bad mascot too.
I mean, all jokes aside, it really is.
It really is. I mean, you're a wave.
Now, to be fair, and do you know what the Crimson Tide actually is?
Well, actually, the story I've heard, and I'm an Auburn fan, so this may be wrong, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'd be glad to be educated. But I do believe that I believe it was the radio announcer at the time. They were wearing all red as they came out, and they said they looked like a crimson wave rolling into the stands. Look kind of like the tide rolls in, on the ocean. It said it looked like the tide was actually rolling in. It was just crimson instead. So am I correct with that?
Maybe the saying, but the Crimson Tide itself is It's actually a red tide, and it's bacteria in the ocean, and it basically kills everything it comes in contact with. And
Now that I didn't know.
very rare, but that's the genesis of it. Also, there's a movie with Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington, Crimson Tide. So, eat that, Auburn.
Well, okay, so a little bit of saving grace for the Crimson Tide, but
I bet it's kind of cool now that I think about it.
no, it's not.
I mean, the Tide kills everything it comes into contact with. In nature, it's real cool. As a mascot, awful.
Okay, I'll give you that. In nature, very cool.
Very cool. Kills everything it comes in contact
Very,
with.
very cool. But Jordan, the Delta State mascot, would you have a guess on anything? I mean, I want you to get outlandish here. Just give me a guess for what you would think the worst mascot possible could be.
4-yard line.
Well, I believe we may have lost Jordan somewhere along the lines.
Sorry, I'm down here in the huddle with a bunch of players. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Down, Cody Wall of Brindley Mountain. We brought in the number 32, Dylan Clark for the Bears. It'll be first and goal for Brindley Mountain.
First down and goal, Brindley Mountain. Look at that. Hey,
They're finally going to
Brindley
get on the
Mountain
board.
puts one in.
How about that?
Touchdown lines. The shutout has been stopped. That touchdown, of course, brought to you by Wright Properties out of Fort Payne. Give them a call, 997-9400. Where did the ball go?
It was a low-flying jet airplane that barely topped the edge of the fence right there. And that fan right there caught a mouthful of football.
Very similar to the one that went by my ear about 10 minutes ago.
Well, I can't delay this anymore. You know, you talked about it was a low-flying jet. Well, Jets reminded me of Delta. Delta State reminded me of the worst mascot of all time. It is, with no further ado, the Fighting Okra.
How about the Fighting Okra?
The Fighting Okra.
They take the cake. Definitely the worst mascot name I've ever
That
heard.
is horrible.
But actually,
Well,
Yep, you're about to read off
Scottsdale
the one I was
Community
about to
Fighting
say.
Artichoke.
Fighting Artichokes.
How about Southern Arkansas Mule Riders?
Never heard that one before. And John David Martin doing his thing, and he's about to break one right here. Finds a lot of room, crosses the 50.
Number 9, John Davis.
Got to bring it out to the 42-yard line,
Plainview.
all the way down in line territory.
Jonathan Hill of Brindley Mountain. It'll be first and 10 for Plainview on the 41-yard line.
So a good kick return by the Bears sets up good field position. 10:15 left to go in the contest. But yep, the Fighting Okra. Green. I got it.
And in checks Ben Williamson at quarterback. Going to hand it off to John David Martin. The play is going to be blown dead. I see some dirty laundry down there on the field.
We've seen a lot of that here in the second half. That one going against Brindley Mountain, though, offsides.
Penalty on the play goes against Brindley Mountain. Going to repeat first down.
And it looks like we're going to see the same play. John David Martin heads for the outside. Spins, stays on his feet, brings it all the way inside the 25.
Carries a pile of pretty good ways. Good run by number 9, John David Martin.
He's brought down by number 6, Brent Myers, and number 32, William McCracken.
That's going to move the chains from the Bears and restart that clock as we pass the 10-minute mark of this game.
You know, Plainview is going to lose a whole lot of talent this year, but they've got some good talented players coming up with number 5, Ben Williamson. I think he's going to be a good backup quarterback, and you also have number 9, John David Martin, who is also going to be, you know, a very valuable part of this upcoming Plainview team next year.
We talk about the senior class all the time, but you know, we also talk about this junior class. We got Ben Williamson, and you got John David Martin, and a valuable replacement, and he's even on special teams right now. The E-man I was talking about, Ethan Johnson. And, of course, you got my brother Swayback. So, I mean, you do have talent in this junior class, and not to mention a couple of the sophomores that are actually starting.
Number 9, John David Martin carrying the ball for
So a big chunk of Plainview's talent will be leaving next year, but they will have something to work with.
Oh, a fumble on the play. It appears, and Brindley Mountain will take over.
Covered by Brindley Mountain.
So Brindley Mountain returning the favor a little bit. Finally gets there. A little bit of action inside the 10-yard line. Well, Jordan, you called it earlier. Can Sylvania play an entire game? Your score right now, 20-9. Early in the fourth quarter.
You know, Sylvania's always had that problem. They come out and they start strong, and they just can't put together a full ball game.
So we'll see how that one lines up. Oh, a fumble on the play.
And it's going to be recovered by Plainview. It's number 3 comes up with it. I think that's Caston Farmer.
Well, that's disaster. You were able to take the ball away from a very talented Plainview team inside the 10-yard line, give your team a little bit of a, you know, breath of fresh air, and then you give it right back to them the very next play. This time inside the 5, ball lies on the 4-yard line. New quarterback in, number 15.
Bailey Dukes right there at quarterback. And the E-man slips a few tackles, gets out to the outside. He's going to run it in for 6 points.
Nice run by Ethan Johnson right there as he pokes it in with 9 minutes to go. He gets himself a Wright Properties touchdown. Your score, 47-6. Plainview on top. Good run right there. Good cut. Good vision of the field. The E-man, Ethan Johnson, puts it in. If you're looking for a new home in the DeKalb County area or surrounding areas, give Annette and the friendly staff a phone call. They are eagerly awaiting your phone call. 997-9400 is the number.
Yeah, we'll expect that man to get a lot of reps in the upcoming season, as John David Martin and Ethan Johnson are the only 2 returning running backs that have gotten any snaps.
Penalty on the play going against the Bears.
And that one against Plainview. I don't really think it makes a big difference to Fernando.
I don't think it will either.
I think you could back him up another 20 yards and he'd be okay. So this one will be a 25-yard attempt for the extra point. No worries.
And the extra point is good.
It falls through.
Plainview 48, Brindley Mountain 6.
Nine minutes left to go in this one. 48-6. I'd like to remind you that the spread on this game is 49.
Did you take that spread?
Of course I did. It's 49 points. And you know what? I'm probably going to lose. It is one touchdown away from covering exactly. Brindley Mountains band having a little bit of life over there.
Oh, definitely. They're getting it.
Guys, a few other score updates.
Look at that. Plainview's going to get this.
I haven't seen a signal yet. And they give it to the Bears.
Fife leads Gaston 62-6. Collinsville's put 14 on the board, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. 26-14, White Plains, or Crossville, excuse me. Last update we had was still 12-6 Ider at Cleveland.
And would you consider that an upset if Ider pulls out the win over Cleveland?
You know, you almost would, just because Cleveland's ranked number 2 right now in 2A, but as well as this Ider team has played, they really have turned a lot of heads since it is late in the season. You know, all season long we've been talking about how late in the season this Ider team might turn a few heads. Well, they definitely have accomplished that. So I don't know if I'd call it an upset.
You know, only 2 losses on the season, 1 coming to 5. And it looks like, I mean, you know, if they hold on, they could win tonight and secure the number 2 spot in the region. And then they have Sylvania the last week. I'm not sure who they have. On week 9, but I know they have Sylvania week 10.
Be a great job for them to secure a number 2 spot in the playoffs and get a great first round game at home. And it seems there was a flag on the play. Don't know really what it was for, but they gave Plainview excellent field position.
I believe it's actually an unsportsmanlike on the head coach of Brindley Mountain.
Well, how about that? And Bailey Dukes takes the snap, hands it off to Ethan Johnson. He'll pick up about 2 on the play.
Well, he almost dropped that when he got his hands on it. It got pinned up underneath it. He pinched his elbow down on it and was able to hold on to the ball, but it almost came out. So 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Bears.
So, guys, the first trailer for Heat Check Season 2 aired this week. Any thoughts?
I absolutely loved it. You know, showing Willingham out there just shooting at the park, and I love the underscoring of Coach Coker. You know, telling these guys, and if you watch Heat Check last season, which I'm sure a lot of you did, but if you watched Heat Check last season, you know you noticed that he was always, you know, you'd be out there shooting free throws. You know, that's what makes you a better player, going out there and practicing maybe 2 hours a day, you know, by yourself, shooting 200 free throws, shooting 100 free throws, whatever. You know, do it on your own time. It's nice to see these guys going out practicing, getting ready for basketball season. Nobody's taking it more serious than head coach Robbie Coker, though. But I really like the trailer. More trailers to come on that. I'm excited about season 2.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, Jake.
I mean,
Number 6 on the carry, Ethan Johnson for the Bears.
there are a few shows that I'm looking forward to. Heat Check is one of them. I gotta be honest. I'm looking forward to Star Wars Rebels getting started up.
Yeah, I've seen it advertised.
Yeah, it's really good.
It looks pretty good.
It's really good. So, you know, if you're a nerd or you got a kid who enjoys cartoons, so basically, if you have a kid, Star Wars Rebels is a great one. Flag after flag after flag. This one going against Plainview.
Flag goes against Plainview.
And you know that's when these blowouts get a lot longer when the ninth grade comes in because you know they're not used to being in this atmosphere and you get a little excited and as you do, but still not good if you're calling the game.
No, and it's definitely not good if you're up here with no wind protecting you at all. I'm not sure what the temperature's like on the field, but it's cold up here.
You know, we'll head into week 9 next week with Geraldine Plainview, but week 9 last year, Collinsville Valley Head, I will say it may have been the coldest I've ever been in my entire life.
It was miserable, Jordan. Big handoff right there.
33.
Puts Plainview inside the king-size red zone. Brought to you by Mattress Planet out of Fort Payne. Authorized Tempur-Pedic dealer located behind Captain D's. If you're looking for a bed, a mattress, high-quality mid, you name it, he's got it. He will hook you up. 844-9511 is the number. Eric Hutchins is his name. Great guy. Great business. Mattress Planet.
I'm not sure if it's incorrect score now or it was incorrect before. Got an update on the Cleveland Otter game. Cleveland 27, Otter 6.
Oh, wow.
And it's first and 10 for the
Well, that
that
definitely
would-
changes things.
Yeah, definitely.
27-6, Cleveland.
Definitely going the other way than we expected.
Well, you know, it still puts Otter in. I mean, Otter's already in the postseason situation already. I do believe. I don't know if it's a guarantee, but they've definitely made a solid argument for their team.
Number 33, Colby Jackson.
Tell you what, you want to hear something impressive, man? That Brindley Mountain Drumline is having a lot of fun over there on the sideline.
The overall band just putting on a show over there.
You know, we now have a Vine account at Southern Torch, and had some interesting handshakes put on it last week. But coming up this week, the Southern Torch office will be doing a blindfolded taste test.
Oh, man.
And that will be making its way onto Vine. So if you're out there, follow us on Vine, and I promise you will be entertained.
Oh, gosh. Well, that's exciting.
You know, out of all the things, a taste test.
Number 33.
A blind
Taste test.
And I've been told that everyone, and of course by everyone it means everyone except Jordan. It means everyone will be involved.
Well, someone has to organize.
Oh,
Someone has to organize it. Of course they do.
someone has to drive us to the hospital, too.
I would like to state the rules. It all has to be real food. Like, it has to be edible.
You know, I hope this is like good food, you know? Blind taste testing,
no,
decent
it will
food.
not
It
be.
will not be. I mean, obviously, but I'd like to think it would.
What's the one thing that you don't want to see?
Pickles.
Oh, I'm with you.
Pickles, and, you know, I'm not a big fan of hot stuff, hot food at all. But to me, it's better than pickles.
Yeah, I think pickles has to be it.
You know, just a quick story. We actually covered the Huntsville Hunting and Fishing Expo, and we had a young man with us by the name of George Westmoreland, and I actually convinced George, he's a student here at Plainview, that we needed a shot of someone trying the ghost pepper hot sauce at the stand there. So George gets a spoon and lets us get it on camera. We never even used the shot, but it was a lot of fun for me.
Well, that's exciting. Always a good story to see how that turns out.
You know, I thought the ghost peppers were actually illegal. Am I wrong about that? Is there some kind of pepper that is illegal?
It would not surprise me. I don't know.
Nevertheless, entertaining.
We're risk takers there at the Torch.
Apparently so.
Yeah, I'd like to clarify further on this. It's not just I think edible is a bad word. I think it needs to be designed for human consumption.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Yeah, I don't think dog food or cat food needs to be on the menu anywhere.
Number 28, Kay Willingham for Plainview.
I mean, give me more credit for that. It's not just going to be a torture test. It will actually be consumable food.
Okay.
You know, pickles are consumable.
Yeah. Sadly, they are. 2:18 left to go in the contest. 48-6. Plainview knocking on the door and looking to cover the spread.
And we're going to see if this junior varsity team can get it done.
Well, it's 3rd down and goal, so they've got 2 chances to put it in here.
They've got about a yard separates the 2 teams between the end zone.
Well, they had a yard. Now I
Maybe
bet they
about
have 6.
6.
Well, I'm not seeing a flag anywhere, but they did blow the.
You know, I see one of the referees just now picking up. It's going to be a foul flag against Brindley Mountain.
So that's going to move them a whole 2 inches closer.
It just might give them the edge. .145, clock still ticking. Third down and 1 to go. And Plainview takes a knee. And Jake has a big smile on his face. So it looks like Plainview will go on to win this one as a final score of 48-6, as they're just going to elect to run the clock out. Jordan, do you have any score updates from around the area?
But give me 1 second. I'm going to double check on that just to make sure that that Cleveland Otter score is right. Yeah, we have 19-14 Gaston over Collinsville, 62-6 Fife over West End, 20-9 Geraldine leads Sylvania, 27-6 Cleveland over Otter, 48-6 here, and Valley Head leads Jacksonville Christian, 34-21. Good to see Valley Head bounce back after a shellacking last week.
Whew. Now, I may be correct in assuming I believe Valley Head had 5 last week.
That is correct. 58-8 the final.
God, wow. Yeah, again, wow. I just that
Don't forget,
I got to be honest with you. That to play Fife that late in the year.
Ugh. The show they'll be using tomorrow in the competition in Hayden.
Not fun if you're a Tiger.
I mean, someone has to play them.
You know, honestly, I understand, Coach, some of the thought process for Coach Rusty Higdon. You know, you're coming off a 9-1 season where your team still goes out in the first round. You want them to be in big games. You want them to not be afraid of that atmosphere. But at the same time, schedule someone else. It doesn't have to be Fife. It doesn't have to be the number 1 team in the state when you lose 16 starters and they were a play away from the state championship. So.
Yeah. I agree with you, Jordan. I mean, like it's one thing to have your team step up and play big teams, but it's a different thing to have your players step up and play against someone that might hurt your thoughts enough to discourage you from going further.
And that's typically what Fife does.
Well, they definitely did that tonight against West End. West End only with 1 win on the season so far, which is 1 more than what Crossville can say. And it looks like we're going to see 1 more play, maybe. Yeah, they get the snap off. So fireworks a little early.
And that is homecoming 2014.
Well, happy homecoming if you're a Plainview fan. Your final score, Brindley Mountain 6, Plainview 48. They go on to win by a score of 42. So there you go. Plainview wins it. It's Jake Harris alongside Rusty Kirk. Hope you guys enjoyed the Sheriff Jimmy Harris Game of the Week. We will see you Tuesday for the Win Agency Rundown. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast.
See you then.